Hello, everybody. Recording in progress. Oh, I just realized I do not have my headphones here. Let me know if there's a background noise. Actually, Zoom is pretty good, but the room's a little echoey, and I've got a fan going on and the laundry in the background. So let me know what that sounds like. It is June 15th, 2026. It is 10:46 p.m. It's very late. Am I ready to go to bed? Not quite, because I'm doing this podcast for you guys. It's been a while since I did a last podcast. I did it about last week or maybe 2 weeks ago. Time goes by really fast. So, what have I been up to and where have I been? I don't know. It's been busy. It's been busy. I did watch Disclosure Day. That was very interesting. It's weird because they came out with Disclosure Day like it's some big deal. As if it's like some secret that aliens exist. I talked to someone today and they said, I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in anything. Didn't believe in anything at all. And I was like, well, what do you believe in? And they were like, oh, I was like, what do you like as well? So they like some TV shows on Netflix. And I was like, oh, so you believe that you just live and die and that's it, and there's nothing else to it. You don't believe in anything that else that exists, doesn't believe in ghosts and whatever. To each is one's own, but this podcast would definitely not be for that person because I talk about anything and everything, and it's called Shawna's Miraculous Podcast. Hello. So yeah. Like it was interesting to have that conversation. And I said, well, would you date anybody who had a different point of view from you? Because there are so many points of views in this world. It's crazy. Ooh, I can blur my background. Ooh, video and effects settings. But anyways, I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, let's take this. Oh yeah, look at that. That's very nice. Okay, we're gonna stick with that background. Okay, so anyways, Disclosure Day. It was directed by Steven Spielberg, and I watched it, and it's one of those movies where it's like, going to the movie theater, what am I gonna watch? I guess I'll watch this movie. I really did not like what the fuck was that called? The He-Man movie. I fucking hated that movie. Hated it. I mean, I took the good parts of what it was and I was like, okay, this is a good part. Like Shira was cool, Neela was cool. But I did not like the character He-Man at all. Not at all. I don't even, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, enough about that. I am so grateful for my life and who I talk to. And the other day, I like to talk about relationships. If you don't know me, part of the interest that I find, I ask people about themselves, and some people love to talk about themselves. It's great. And this one woman was talking about how she can be casual easily without any feelings involved in relationship. And I was like, why? And she's like, well, because so many things have happened to me in life that she's like, I don't find relationships intimate or significant. And because a lot did happen to her, she's like, so I don't, so she's has no basically connection, or she has an easy time like not really connecting and or having to connect or having that need or want of this mediocre normal relationship and the average real relationship that every person is striving to have on this planet. Everyone's like, I must get married to the opposite sex and have kids and a dog and a fence with a fucking house and the boat and the car and the other car. Fair enough, that's a lot of stuff in your life. That's great. But it's also like, who set up that traditional cutout family tree picture, the picturesque life? Who made that like the be all end all? Um, and I think some people are kind of breaking free from that. Another person I spoke to today said, they were like, I'm so surprised when people choose bad relationships. Like, why would you stay in a bad relationship? And I was like, thank God you agree with me. That's the first thing we agree on because I have always taken myself out of stupid situations and I refuse to stay in them. And I just don't understand why people put themselves through the ringer. One person was like, oh, yeah, I definitely chose that because I wanted to, but like continues to choose it and not change anything different. And I'm just like, that's fine if you really want to put yourself through a lot of shit, basically. Um, I used to live in many different places in Vancouver, and I had some very interesting roommates, and some of them were kind of like not desirable to live with. So when that would happen, like when things would really not work out the way that I like would be peaceful or livable, I left. I just left. I don't even know how I did it, but I left. Same with relationships. If it just wasn't working out, like I didn't have a problem leaving. And now I look at it and I'm like, well, the person's nice. They're kind of pretty, but is it actually working for me? Like, am I getting anything out of this relationship? Currently, no. The only thing, so I felt completely drained after spending time with someone, and I felt so drained. It took a lot out of me for a couple of days. And I was looking at it and I'm like, is this worth it to only have someone take, and not give it all? And like, it's the most draining thing on my life. It's like the other friendship that I had, it was so draining, feeling like I got hit by a Mack truck. And then when they were out of my life, I was like, oh my God, like I feel so light and happy. So it's like, I feel happy that, relationships end. But as I was chatting with another friend, they were like, I knew this relationship had to end. And one day she called me and said it's over, but I was so heartbroken. And what is that? Who gets the heartbreak? Is it also the body that misses the person? Because if you have like a relationship with someone and you get the cuddles, the hugs, the kisses, the sex, whatever, and just the person being there in your space, like when it ends, because the person calls up and says, hey, sorry, this has to end. Goodbye, it's over. Where is that sadness coming from? Is it coming from your feelings? Or is it coming from their feelings? Or is it the body being like, okay, that sucks because I really wanted someone to cuddle with? Relationships are so fucking weird. That's why I kind of look at it now as like, okay, who's in my life? Who would like to be in my life? Okay, these people are friends. What would this person like to do? Oh, they want to just take. Okay, this person just wants to take. What does this person want to do? Oh, cuddle a bit. Okay, great. And then it's always like seeing what the deal is and like, okay, like where are we going from here? Like, because I personally do like cuddles, good sex, great kisser, someone to hang out with, someone to go to the movies with, go for a hike. And it's weird though, because a lot of other people are showing up and this one person's like, hey, do you want to go for a hike? I'm like, well, that's weird. I just thought of wanting to go for a hike with someone. This little angel appears out of nowhere and says, let's go for a hike. Crazy. I don't understand. But it's also, I find that when asking for things to show up, it literally is no point of view. What if I were you, I would take a look at what no point of view means for you. What does that mean for you? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Because to me, it really feels insignificant, very simple, a simple request. I was driving down the road, going to town. This was the weekend. It was the weekend. It was a beautiful day, nice weather. I'm driving down the road and I see these beautiful mountains. And I'm curious about the mountains because I'm like, oh, there are people parked there. There has to be hiking places here. I'm like, hmm. And then I said it a couple of times. I said, if I don't join a group, then and go for a hike, I'll never go hiking. I also kind of wanted to just go hiking with maybe one person and have it be safe because I also, like, do I want to go hiking with a group of people? Will it be safe? Where are we going? I don't know. Do I need a 4x4? Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, but I was like looking at the mountain saying, people are going hiking. I wonder what it would take to find people to go hiking with, have a person who wants to go hiking. And I kid you not, within a couple of hours, I was just in my own curiosity, grabbed a coffee, went and checked out an art gallery, and boom, met a couple of people. I met like one, two, three, I met a whole bunch of people, but a couple of core people I talked with. And, there were some people traveling and another person who was working. And we had this struck up this conversation. And yeah, this person was like, "Do you want to go for a hike?" I was like, yeah. So now we're planning a hike. So that's great. And it's like I think what like I notice what I'll do is if I'm like looking for a relationship, like, let's just say a good relationship, a partner, like someone who wants to hang out, wants to create a life together, have some like make each other happy. And not that you're the be all end all answer in the relationship where it's like I must make my partner happy, but it's simple, it's benevolent. It's an easy, peaceful relationship where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna be happy and positive and make my partner's life easier. It's not like the one ring to rule them all and control and be crazy. I see that. I see it still happening. I still see it happening. Anyways, um, but yeah, I find that like there's so much significant energy that weighs down and gets everything feeling heavy when people are like, well, I want fill in the blank. Now, first of all, want means to lack. Second of all, filling in that blank, if you say a partner, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a sex partner, someone to get married to, someone to be my, like, be owned by me, someone to, that I can tell what to do, someone to control, like all these things. And that's funny because people will never say, well, I don't want to control my husband. Another thing, how many people are willing to admit that their partners are cheating on them? I see it, I can perceive when people are in relationships and they're being cheated on and they can't hear it. They won't look at it, they won't hear it. Maybe they're blind, maybe they're allowing their partner to do it, maybe they know, maybe they don't care. And then if, like, I think sometimes, even if they caught the person in bed, they'd probably be like, and if the person denied it and said they were sorry, they'd be fine with it. And that's funny because a lot of people are like, oh, if he cheated on me, it'd be over. I doubt it. I don't think so. But it's very funny how people are blind to seeing when they're being played, when they're being cheated on. I'm one to talk. I know when my partners are cheating. I know when someone's not telling the truth. I know when people are cheating. That's like a superpower. My superpower is my superpower name should just be cheater, but not that I am one because I don't. But just the fact that I know that people cheat and I can perceive it is very interesting. But I do like relationships and all the things that come with relationships. So I'm willing to perceive, know, be, and receive everything in regards to relationships, even if it's not mine. And y'all sit there pretending like you're dumb and pretending like we're all stupid when we're not. We're not fucking dumb. We're not fucking stupid. Open up your eyes and realize what's actually going on. Okay, boom, boom, slap, slap, spank, spank. There you go. Um, but yeah, we put this like significant energy on what we want. And then we look at like, then we push everything away because when we're saying, I want this, I want a relationship, you're pushing everything away that could most likely come into your life. Where I'm looking at receiving now and I'm like, okay, what would it take to receive? What am I willing to receive? What am I not willing to receive? Because receiving is something completely different. Because I'm like, I would like something easy. How easy could it be? So now I'm just kind of like seeing what shows up and kind of relaxing. And relaxation is something interesting too, because I was looking at how my body reacts. Like, so am I flexing? Do I have tension? Is my body tense? Is my body relaxing? Are my muscles tensing? And that's also because I met someone a long time ago, and it was only one time I'd met them. We hung out, we traded some bars, and she said, we were talking about working out. And as I was leaving, she was like, oh, tension is not flexing or something like that. And I was like, oh, because what we do is we get really tense, right? We think that there's something in my eye, but like we think that that's like something that's going to like what exactly are our bodies doing? Are we flexing? Is it tension? Do we have knots somewhere? I have a knot in like my rib cage and it's really annoying. It's so fucking annoying. It really fucking, I'm working on it. It goes away, but yeah. Oh my God, my eyes are dry. I think it's dusty in here. But, looking at just the insignificance of a request and not making it significant with no point of view and open to receiving might be a huge game changer. Because I also looked at the relationship that I have and I was like, am I satisfied? Am I happy? Am I getting what I would like? So what's it gonna take then? Because I'm looking at also treading lightly and not being completely um too straightforward. Like I have been straightforward. It doesn't fucking work. But I'm like, even if this person's not for me, like set them aside, let them go, whatever. But it's like, what exactly would I like? Like, what is this person's in my life for a reason? Now, I have talked to someone before and they said, I dated a ton of people before I met my wife. And then another person said, sometimes you have to break up with people and I don't quite always break up with people. I kind of wait till it gets shitty and then we either both go separate ways or they're just kind of like, I'm breaking up with you. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so brokenhearted. Don't go. Like when someone ended a friendship, I was like, oh, that sucks. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then it's like this weird energy that comes up, and it's like, did they actually want to end the friendship? Are they actually thinking about me? What is this energy? What am I perceiving? Is it mine? Whose is this? Is it theirs? Is it mine? Is it someone else's? And then there's the demon kick, but let's not get onto that. Anyways, I am tired of talking. Oh, guess what? I do have a lineup of people coming on the podcast. Uh, this week and yeah, and the oncoming weeks. So stay tuned for that. Got some pretty cool things coming up. I will let that remain a mystery for now. Thanks for tuning in and we'll talk soon. Oh yeah, and if you're looking for a schedule of when I do these podcasts, I was trying to do every day again, but it's on my mind, it's on my brain. But I just get pretty busy. I'm just kind of like, well, I've got stuff to do. But yeah, I'll figure it out. But we got some good episodes coming up, right? Stay tuned, guys. Love you. Bye.